Right, here's a thought. Because it's absolutely silent, can you go past horses at 100 mile an hour? Because they can't hear you. I reckon you can. There you go, another advantage of owning an electric car. Good morning, how are we doing? My second day with the Tesla. 8:18 a.m, 125 miles range. Apparently it's 15 miles to school. Did Mummy say it's 15 miles to school? Crazy. Right, let's see how fast we can get there and how much range it uses. So when you're driving along, it'll tell you where all the cars are on the screen, and it tells you pretty much everything. It's kind of cool the way it I guess it does it with some form of complex radar business. So it does tell you everything that's going on around you, and I could fully see why people get into this. But at the same time, I don't understand why people don't see that if the car knows this much, and if the car has this information about everything that's going on right now, and everything that's going on that the car is recording and all the data that it is logging, where is all that data going, and how can that data be used? Because you can't have one without the other. You can't have a car that has this much information and tech without asking those questions. Right, the acceleration is just ludicrous. Like, it's beyond silly, which I'll show you in a second when we get to a national speed limit section, because we're going this way, and just up here there is a national speed limit section. I got you. See, I knew you wouldn't be able to hold it. That's ridiculous, isn't it? It's so fast that you can't film how fast it is. Right, we're back into a 30 now anyway, so you can stop filming. My seatbelt tightened then when I accelerated. That was interesting. Right, so I've just done the school run, and it's basically used 30 miles of range to go 12 miles. Double win for the Tesla. I say I'll be editing all of this footage together into a pretty big video, but what is there to say? I've started to get range anxiety, but that is the point. I wanted to use this car for everyday Geoff stuff, and that's what I'm using it for. So today I've got to go down to my storage container to get some Volvo parts out that need to go on the race car, because I'm doing a track day next week and I need to change the brakes. But no one needs acceleration like that. You don't need it. That's not going to help range, is it? So I'll stop doing that. Anyway, so I'm going down to my storage container to get some Volvo parts, and then I'm going across to Stratford-upon-Avon. Not quite sure how far that is. It's definitely not 93 miles, but I'm now wondering if I should be concerned. It will probably be okay, but the point is, I'll be returning this car to Tesla with a lot less miles range than I thought I was going to be returning it to Tesla, if that makes sense. So I'm going to crack on with this part of the journey. I've got another video to film, and yeah, we will check in with the Tesla review in a moment. That probably doesn't make sense when you put it in a long video, but it sort of made sense to me in the order that I'm filming it. Right, I appreciate this review has probably been mostly me inside the Tesla, not actually telling you anything about it. So I'm going to film some stuff around the Tesla, and then you'll see what we're talking about, because right now I need to use the boot. Yeah, so it does have a good sized boot look, but it's only a little saloon, so I just automatically went to do that. But that doesn't work. You can't just pull the boot down, so you have to use it electronically with a button. What is the point? So I do that, and it takes longer for the boot to go down than if I'd just been able to put it down with my hands. Stupid. Yeah, these little things I find really annoying. Okay, so it's time to return the Tesla to Tesla. It's a 21-mile drive, but I only have 68 miles of range left. And the rate this car is munching miles today, I'm finding it quite shocking. When I started this morning, the car said that I had 125 miles range left, and now it's gone down to 68. But I don't think I've driven any more. I don't think I've even done 20 miles. And yet the car thinks I've done 50 and a bit. That's crazy. So the range calculator is way off, because either it's not learning my driving style, and I'm not, you know, every now and then I'm accelerating hard, but generally I'm not. So I'm not driving like a crazy person. I'm driving pretty much the way I would drive, say, my BMW X5. Right, let's get this drive done. I'm gonna film out the front window so you can see the sky, because it's a good one today. Right, so this is annoying, okay? I need to wipe my windscreen. What I want to do is pull back on one of my indicators, because that's the normal thing that you do with a car. It's there, it's on the end. Okay, I found it. Right, my bad. Just flashed a guy by accident. That's the question I was going to ask earlier. Do you have to flash other Tesla drivers and EV drivers? Does everybody flash each other? I'm not wearing my beige trousers today as well. Will they know that I'm a Teslaist? Dig up the road! Again. What are we digging this one up for? What are we putting in there? Gas main, water main, water main. Water this time. Yeah, get the water in. Smart meters for water, that's what we need, innit? Yeah, make it all electric. Yeah, track everybody's usage. Yeah, give them a smart card that they have to use. And then you can tell exactly how much water a human has consumed, and you can charge them accordingly. Alright then, let's summarise. I now have 6.9 miles left to go to get to Tesla and 44 miles range. But 10 miles ago, I told you I had 72 miles range. Yeah, I had one splurge where I accelerated, but the actual range that this car is consuming is nuts. What was it on when I picked it up yesterday? I'm sure I said it had 254 miles and I've got 43 miles left. I thought I was going to be dropping this car back and saying, yep, there you go, there's 150 miles left on it. 43 miles. So what do I like about it? Let's do that. What do I like about it? I like the speed, obviously. I'm a car guy, I like to go fast. I like the fact that it accelerates really quickly. I'm getting quite used to it being nice and quiet inside here. That's cool. I like the glass roof. The sound system's good. Heated seats front and rear. And it's quite a nice place to be. I like the wood. I like the way they've done it. It's nicely designed. It's designed like a high-end, like I used to work in hi-fi. I used to sell high-end audio equipment, and it's designed very much in the same way. Bit of wood, bit of silver, bit of metal, and a bit of black, and it's nice. Okay, it's nicely designed. What don't I like about it? Well, you've got all the obvious stuff, which is you have to plug it in. Everything's digital. It's always connected. Everything is tracked all the time. You never really feel very free driving an electric car because you're always thinking about your range, and that means you've got to think not only where is the next charger, but where do I want to spend a minimum of 20, a maximum of 45 minutes, possibly longer. Where do I actually want to stop? Is it convenient for me to stop? Have I got time to stop today? I just don't want to do all of that. You don't have to do that with a petrol car. It's 4 minutes to fill up and then you're good for another 600-700 miles, and you just don't have that. And this is meant to be a long range one, and even now, like, I've got 40 miles left. It's insane how much range it's crunched. So I don't like all of that, but that's all the obvious stuff about any EV. Let's go Tesla specific. What don't I like about this car specifically? Push button door handles, pointless. Push button boot on a hatchback, pointless. Not having your windscreen wipers on your indicator stalk, ridiculous. That is just something that didn't need to be moved to the screen. What they've done with this car is they've said, right, all the stuff that you normally have in a car, stick it on the screen. And a lot of it didn't need to go on the screen. Like most of it, 99% of the stuff that's on that screen could have just been a nice, elegant, clean button on the dashboard. I'd have a little speedo up there at the front, and then I'd have my button, it'd be lit in like a really nice bluey green colour. Just a nice, classy colour for nighttime driving. And then my buttons would be the same, and they'd just be laid out horizontally across the dash, and it'd be beautiful. Ditch the screen. Ditch all the tracking equipment and stick an engine in it. That's basically my conclusion. All right, but let's just talk realistically for a moment. As I said earlier on at the start of the video, there are people for whom an electric car is the only option. I'm talking about business users or tax avoiders. The tax incentives on these electric cars are ridiculous. So for many people in the world of business, it makes no sense to have anything else. So what do? Well, either you have the Porsche Taycan because you want to tell everybody you've got a Porsche, or I just feel like if you get the Taycan, you're going to spend all your time going, oh, I should have bought a Tesla. And that's why I've titled this video the way I have. I don't know why you'd buy anything else. Tesla are like the kings of electric cars. They were the first to do it, and from what everybody says, they are the best at it. So if you are going to get an electric car, you should get a Tesla. But in order for you to get the electric car, there you go, look, picture of an electric car. See what I've done there? That's your Tesla. Now, in order for you to own and drive that electric car, you need to ignore all of the things that I'm now editing in around the Tesla. You've got to ignore all of that. Can you ignore all of that? I'm not sure I can. So that's my conclusion. Should you buy a Tesla? Only if somebody else is paying for it and you don't have to own it, i.e. you're a business user and it's a company car. In every other scenario, you should buy an old Volvo, because it will be cheaper in the long run and it will last longer, and I think you'll have less stress in your ownership, because I don't think it's good for people driving around constantly worrying about where they're going to get the next charge from. I just don't. And I don't think infrastructure will help that either. You could put chargers everywhere and I'd still be like, bollocks, I've got to stop again and wait for 45 minutes for my fucking car to charge. No, I'm not interested in doing it, even if there's a charger every 50 feet. wireless ones. Hang on, didn't Tesla invent? Oh, that was it. That was Nikola Tesla, the other one. Not the Tesla that is now Elon Musk. I think that's the end of my video. I'm going to go to Tesla now and talk about the numbers, because I do want to understand how much this actually costs. We're now down to 39 miles range. But thank you very much for watching whatever this video was that I ended up editing together. For all I know, it might be 2 days long. I think it was a long video. I hope you learned something from this, from an actual normal human car guy going to get a Tesla. I don't mind it, I don't hate it, but the lifestyle of being an electrical car owner is not for me. Ever! Ever! Not ever! I don't mean not now. I'm not saying, oh, not at the moment. Never! I never want one. Ever! Ever! I'm really looking forward to picking up my BMW X5. It had a fresh MOT yesterday. I'm going to give it a gold valet and a full tank of dirty, dirty diesel. And then on Saturday, we're going to drive it to Wales. And I'm going to put a full tank in, and I can do all of that Wales thing that we're doing on Saturday, and all the driving around that I'm doing tomorrow, and all the prep that I'm doing for the track day next week, and I won't have to think about putting any fuel in it. Ever! Ever! I am going to get a tow bar fitted to my X5, so I can tow stuff. 38 miles of range, so I lost a mile in 800 yards. I don't really get that. Earlier on, if you're still watching, when I got down to my storage container, I had a mad panic moment where I thought, hang on a minute, I've left the keys for the BMW at home, which would have meant that I would have had to drive the Tesla 16, 17, 18 miles back to my house to get my BMW keys, to then go from my house to Tesla in Stratford. And if that had been the case, thankfully I found my keys in the Tesla, but if that had been the case, the Tesla wouldn't have made it home. It wouldn't have had the range to get back to the dealership. And that's pathetic, because yesterday when I picked it up, it was saying 250 miles range, and I've got 38 left. Right, traffic, showroom, job done. Just to confirm, when I collected the Tesla, it said 248 miles of range. I returned the car showing 39 miles of range, but I only drove about 120 miles in my time with the car. So where did 100 miles go? I've no idea. I never ever want an electric car. Ever. Right, I'm back. I'm at the dealership and it's just popped up, battery low. 37 miles left. There will be significantly less energy available from your battery if it gets colder. We recommend charging now. It's 11 degrees, it's not even cold. Does it mean the battery getting colder? So at 37 miles, that's the point where I'd need to now be going to plug in. I haven't even started my day yet. Like, doesn't work, not for me. Back to where we belong. In a car with door handles. Back in the smoky, polluting, bad for the planet 3 Series, and I am happy to be here. To be fair, for business use and for business users, I mean, I nearly signed up. I went in there adamant that I wasn't buying a Tesla, and then you start looking at the new Model 3 and it's got the ambient lighting and the dashboard's slightly different, and you're looking at colours, and I like the red, you know, the white seats. I don't mind all of that. It's all right. And from a business point of view, if you're writing it off against tax, you just go, oh yeah, it's a free car, because it makes sense. And then you charge it home and you run it for cheap and you go through all of this sort of stuff with it. Yeah, I get it. I fully get it. But at the same time, that car ate a ton of range while I had it. An actual ton. Anyway, that's that. Thank you very much for watching. There's another Tesla customer pulling up trying to find somewhere to park his Tesla, because there's nowhere to park your Tesla at Tesla, or indeed any other car. Right, I've got things to do. Let's crack on with the rest of the day. Thank you very much for watching what was probably my longest video ever. So 4 cars driven today, and at the end of the day, the Tesla might be fast, right? But can the Tesla do this? There's no space ahead of me. Like, there's your point, isn't it? There's not enough space on the road for me to accelerate hard in a £500 2.5 litre non-turbo Volvo. So why would I need a car that can do 0 to 60 in 2.6 seconds when I can only basically do 0 to the car in front? And that's 99% of your real world driving.